Hey everybody, it's Matt here, and today we're doing another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered? And it's getting a little bit colder outside, so I can actually bust out the leather jacket. Usually it's very hot in here, especially with those lights up there that I just looked directly into. What a good idea. Either way though, before I talk about what I got, let's talk about some of the consoles that they are for. So, as you can guess down below, as usual, got something for the Nintendo DS. It's actually part of a long-running franchise that we never got in the US other than this one game. That's going to be very interesting. Also got a game for the PS2 that is a sequel to a franchise that we got multiple games on the PS1, and this game is kinda underwhelming. And the third thing that I got is not a game, it's actually an item, can't even call it an accessory necessarily, for the Game Boy Advance. So let's jump into what I got right now. Alright, so the first game we're taking a look at is water and tear resistant. Thank goodness, in the off chance that this gets here during a dang flood. Thankfully I got this a while back so it didn't, but still nice to know it's water and tear resistant. Okay, so what it actually is a game on the DS, you already know that part, The Glory of Hercules. So this is actually from a long-running franchise that initially came out on the Famicom. If I remember correctly, we got none of the games in the franchise other than this DS game. So this is an RPG series, as you can tell, very much based off of mythology, but in a very anime boy-esque, which I think this was a departure from what they had done on the Famicom and some other systems as well. A land of myths, a time of heroes. In ancient Greece, not everything is as the legends say. The gods of Olympus squabble while mortals suffer. Suffle? What the f? Who will rise to restore glory to the gods, or to spark the war that could destroy them all? Basic reading ability is needed to fully enjoy this game. What the hell? What is going on with the marketing here? Anyway, opening this thing up, it is complete in box, and I actually got this game for $14, and that's including tax and shipping. Very cool, because I don't know if this is uncommon or not. I'll just say that I never heard of this franchise, never heard of this game. When I saw it on eBay, I thought, oh, that looks a little cute, maybe I can get that, do a retrospective episode over at our Lost in Translation channel, something like that. And also, of course, did I get what I ordered? And looking at this, doesn't look too bad at all, looks legit as far as I'm concerned. We'll have to see in the 3DS a bit later, but what's interesting here, the context though looks a little iffy once you get a bit close, but the point is, which I'll get to in a sec, look at these. If you like Glory of Hercules, check out these other great games. That's fair. Never played Fossil Fighters. Well, now apparently I'm getting a full view of Fossil Fighters. But either way, that game does look pretty interesting, I have to say. But I ended up getting this game for $8, so that's before tax and shipping and everything. So honestly, for a DS game, as games are kind of going up in price, I don't think I have Bowser's Inside Story. I don't really have DSiWare either, only got a DSi fairly recently, if you saw a previous episode of this series. But still really cool to have this, getting a complete in-box DS game. You know, I think, if I remember correctly, I paid a little bit more, like literally a couple bucks more just to be able to get everything. Never played Spirit Tracks. If you're a fan, tell me down below, would love to hear your thoughts on it. It's manual time, baby. Yeah, basic reading comprehension needed. What the hell was that about? That was so weird. Just like, hey kids, you don't read anymore. It's like, it's the mid-2000s. We could read stuff. I don't know what. The artwork is very interesting. Was not expecting that artwork after seeing Anime Boy on the front. Looks like a pretty small manual, all things considered, probably because a lot of the tutorial stuff will be in-game, so let's actually see if this works right now. Alright, busting out, like I said before, the 3DS has a capture card installed in it, and I use it rarely because of that. Alright, oh, there you go, Glory of Hercules. Okay, so let's start this up. Wow, this is a very anime cutscene. My god. It is so interesting. This is very much mid-2000s anime cutscene, trying to get in the kids like me. Well, I was a teenager at the time, but still, trying to get in the teens, the anime fans. Very, very interesting stuff. Okay, so there's already a save on here, and it's actually hilarious. It's only 14 minutes. So someone played this for 14 minutes and was like, nah fam, I'm good. That's hilarious. I don't know why. It doesn't seem that bad, but it is a story that we have seen before. So you play the main character, washed up on a beach, and you have, oh no, the dreaded amnesia. And you, Jesus Christ. I love that this dude is just like, you good, man? And kicks you. So, yeah, no, you get up, you walk around, you do RPG stuff, and then you fall again, which, by the way, must be great for your head. If you have amnesia due to a head injury, it's amazing to just fall again. Good stuff. One thing I find interesting, at least something that I don't remember seeing in a lot of DS games at the time, is the fact that the HUD stuff and the map stuff is on the first screen, as you can just tell by looking at it, and the bottom screen has the, just, you know, the text and you running around and everything. Kind of feels a little weird, so I wonder if that's why the person who's playing it was like, yeah, I don't like this. And yeah, after you get dragged into this stuff, you're just learning a lot of exposition about the world, and that's just what I got to so far. Something I should note before we go, as we take a look at the first fight here, as you get jumped by this golem-looking dude, is that they teach you everything, throw a lot of text at you. Basically, it's not just an RPG, it is of the turn-based variety, and you can see that there's a board of sorts, so I imagine that that can get pretty much filled later on in the game, so that'll be very interesting. But I have to say, it's a cute looking game. Definitely can't wait to get back to it. If you have any experiences with it, please comment down below. And now let's take a look at the next game. Actually, I was wrong, so disregard my previous statement. We're actually taking a look at the quote-unquote thing that I mentioned earlier. Accessory, not really, that I mentioned way earlier for the Game Boy Advance. So let's actually open this thing up. Which, when you see what this is, you're going to notice that the packaging is both a bit excessive, a bit too much, and also a bit too little. So these are Game Boy Advance screws. Yes, I need screws, everybody, because I cannot turn on my Game Boy Advance SP. Every time, I think it's a dirty power switch issue, so I have to get in there, and I have to unscrew the screws. And yeah, it's just a bit much because there's one that's clearly broken, and so I have to really wrench it out, so I might end up breaking something or other. So just in the off chance, probably should have gotten a shell as well. I need to get some screws. So off camera, we're gonna see if this worked. It did not work, so that's great. This is my original SP. I don't want to break the shell. This is my original shell. But we have a problem here. This screw is definitely stripped. I don't know how to get it out. If you have any suggestions, love to hear them, but I've looked up a bunch online. So, pretty screwed here. Fuck, that was a funny joke. I did not mean to make that joke. So the last game we're taking a look at might not be water and tear resistant, but it is near and dear to my heart. It is Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex on the PlayStation 2. The first Crash 4, everyone. Yes, I'm gonna be that person. I'm not saying this is the best game, but it is the first Crash 4 and the one that I played as a kid. I've talked about Crash Bandicoot a lot on this channel before, so look, I'm not saying, just looking at the screenshots, I'm not saying this is the best one, okay? I'm just saying that I got started with Crash 2. That was my go-to one. Crash 1 I thought was okay as a kid, but it was Crash 2, Crash 3, and then I was hyped for this on the PlayStation 2 on the new system, because that was like the new system for me, because I started with the PS1 and the SNES. So when having those both at the same time, being like, oh my god, a new system is coming out, and then it was this on the PS2. I'm not saying we shouldn't have It's About Time. I'm just saying that, wow, this is complete in box. That's pretty cool. Another thing that I'm saying is that this is the first Crash 4, so calling it Crash 4, It's About Time. It's just a little odd, that's all, because it's been a while, sure, so it is about time since it's about time since this thing needs a cleaning. Oh, and it looks like a deep scratch up there, perhaps. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful. Let's see. If this thing works a little bit later, that's great. But what matters is that I didn't pay too much for this. Before shipping and tax and everything, it was only $4. It bumps up to 10 once you take those into account, but still only $4 for the game. I think that's pretty cool. Also, I forgot to mention before, that's me! You can look into the past through this video. It's actually like a time machine. Just look right into it. You can see me. And if any of you are confused about the color of the disc, this is the older CD PS2 discs. So there were CD PS2 discs very, very, very early on. Not a lot of them, but they were there. And then they just transitioned all into DVDs. I can use words. Either way, let's do a quick look at the manual just to see if there's any missing pages, anything like that. And yeah, like I've been alluding to the fact that this game is a little iffy. I remember not really enjoying it too much as a kid. I don't think I ever beat it, but I want to get back to do that. And yeah, this is very, very, very early PS2 stuff, and that's kind of what sucked, is that I feel like when looking at Crash Bandicoot 2 and especially 3, they took advantage of what the PS1 can do, and this one just feels like it did not do that for the PS2. On the back here it says, "Oh, Spyro, enter the Dragonfly." Oh god, how both of these were somewhat underwhelming. It's so interesting. But anywho, let's see if this game works. Okay, it's a good sign so far. Oh, okay. We're not getting that red screen, right? There it is. I feel like you're judging me just on the logo alone. And again, remember, early PlayStation 2. Okay. Alright. Don't judge me on what another company released, okay? It is so weird going back to these cutscenes, not because of what we can do now with animation, what we see on the PS4. I'm not going to sit here and be like, they look like nightmare fuel. I mean, in some cases, but more importantly, it's just the fact that with where these characters have gone with the Insane Trilogy and the fourth game just kind of being its own continuity, it's very interesting jumping back to this and just them being in like a war room, just planning on what to do next, as if none of that ever happened. So interesting. So longtime fans will remember me gushing over not just playing Crash 2 for the first time, but playing a PS1 demo disc where I actually ended up being in the snow area as Crash and being blown away. So as you're seeing right now, this is how it looks on the PS2, and it did not blow me away as a kid. At the time, this came out in 2002-ish, so 2001, so I should have been 9 or 10, and yeah, it did not blow me away the same way that it did on the PS1. I think that's what they were trying to evoke with this, and it just didn't really do it. It's, you know, maybe if it did for you, then that's awesome. I'm not, if this is your favorite game, I'm not trying to put you down. It's just that this game, you know, being my third, fourth Crash game, and also playing Crash Team Racing and stuff like that, it's this did not live up to, I think, the hype that I had and that maybe others had at the time. But obviously still wanted to get it, as it is a mainline Crash game, and you know, it does mean a certain amount to me, as I've already said throughout the video. So let's jump back to me in front of the shelf. It's still rather warm in here, so I'm probably gonna have to take off the leather jacket. But either way, thank you all so much for watching. As always, I'm going to do this as we're talking, well, I should just not cut any of this out. Don't need to cut any of this out. So love you all. Take care. Tune in next time. Hopefully I can get my GBA fixed. I don't know how I could, but maybe if not, I could potentially buy a new one or something like it, and then future content for this series on this very channel. What? No, but seriously, love you all, take care, and tune in next time for another episode of Did I Get What I Ordered, or something completely different, as we are in the spooky month. Things are going to get a little spooky around here, doing some more spooky Let's Plays for October, but also should be peppering in some other things as well that I do have on the back burner. Won't say what those are as of yet, don't want to get too much hype on these, just in the off chance that something else happens, as a lot of things tend to do. Murphy's Law in full effect on those guys' plays. So, love y'all, take care, and see ya.